When you're chasing greatness, just remember, it's not about what you say, it's about what you do.
What's up, you guys? It's the Nightwing Way of Life Esports coming at you guys with another League of Legends video here today. The off season has been long and uneventful, but then TSM came out of the woodwork, made everything a whole lot better, and then finally now we have the 2020 Midseason Cup between the top 4 of the LCK versus the top 4 of the LPL. The most common narrative going into this event is that the LPL play too fast, the LCK play too slow. A lot of their slower paced teams are not going to be able to compete with the fast pacedness of the LPL. And to be fair, this day showed there is some fast-paced teams in the LCK. T1 played incredibly fast in a lot of these games. They just fell short of execution over the course of the day. Now, I don't know if that was jitters. They were either burnt out. I'm not really too sure what went on. But starting off in the very first game, you had FPX, the 2019 World Champions, taking on T1, obviously. This was one of the games where, going into it, I actually thought that T1 had the best shot at beating FPX, because of their, aggression, that it's all stabilized. They don't really get ran over in the early game. They're actually doing the running over in a lot of these other games throughout the day. Starting off in the first game, you had, T1 and FPX, taking pretty much different compositions. FPX's is more scaling with the Aphelios, the Vladimir, and the Kindred, and the Karma for the shields and the speed ups. You have the Nautilus for engage. You also have T1 taking a pretty early game centric composition in the Jace, Olaf, Corki, the Gragas support, which was really vital for effort, and then you have the Kalista for Teddy. Overall, Doinby had not much impact in this game. I mean, looking at how he actually played during the game, I don't really think that he should have actually went with the Karma overall. I personally think he should have went with another roaming mid laner that actually scales with a lot of damage. Now, I know that Karma has decent damage early on, but to be fair, the way Doinby likes to impact the map with his team, I personally think that he should not have chosen Karma here. I think it's a horrible pick specifically for this composition overall, but it was nice to see Khan take on his former team, and obviously Kana was playing really well up against Khan, and kudos to Khan, he was not behind in CS during this game overall. He played fairly well. A lot of people are going to unfairly criticize Crisp for the way he played on Nautilus. I think he played overall pretty well. His hooks left a lot to be desired, but you kind of understood what he was doing. He was trying to make something happen when there was a possible target that they could burst down. Later on, toward the end of this match, it's all T1. They are diving turrets. I mean, they are absolutely running over FPX. And yeah, T1 get the first win of the 2020 Mid-Season Cup over the 2019 World Champions in FPX. The next game is Top Esports versus Damwon, and overall throughout the day I kept thinking to myself, Damwon is a team that can play fast, but they're so disjointed, uncoordinated, that it doesn't really matter though. Damwon take Aatrox, Nidalee, Sylas, Kalista, and Karma. Top Esports take Orin, Olaf, LeBlanc, Varus, and Yumi. The narrative going into this game was that we finally get to see Knight on the international stage. So a lot of people have always wanted Knight to be on the international stage and show why he is considered one of the world's best mid laners. And in this game, he definitely proved that. I mean, he was popping off on the LeBlanc here. I liked how Damwon were willing to take the Nidalee to provide some early game aggression here. But to be fair, everybody knows Nidalee's problems. If you don't win early on, Nidalee is useless because she doesn't have CC and all she has is burst damage, which obviously has to be spaced out because it's single target focus. And Damwon's composition is really not that bad. I think that a lot of people were giving it a lot of unfair criticism. I think it works specifically for them. Like, if you had given this composition to like a Dragon X, then yeah, I don't think that would have actually worked out. But Top overall, played pretty well this game. Jackie Love was safe on the Yumi. There was some early ganks thrown to the bot lane. Canyon obviously has the 2-minute gank onto top, and he obviously hands over first blood to Ghost. And the issue with Damwon, even after this game was over, is that they're still discoordinated. They do not know what they're doing in specific moments. The narrative for them, they need to fix that. They need to fix why they are not working well together. You can clearly tell it in this game. One person is doing something while the other 4 people are doing something completely different, and in a team fight, they're all disjointed. They know where they can put all their damage, but it's not really working out for them. And toward the end of the game, Knight is just popping off. He's just running away with the game as LeBlanc. Carson gets the Baron. I mean, it's all she wrote. And it's Top Esports getting the win over Damwon. And yeah, you have the LCKs, Team 1 getting the first win of the day, and then you have Top Esports getting their win, obviously. And then now moving on to the next game, you had Team 1 facing off against Damwon, and I actually really like this composition from Team 1. They take Aatrox, Graves, Twisted Fate, Yasuo, and Gragas support again for effort. Damwon have Kennen, Lee Sin, Zoe, Ezreal, and Karma. Now, with that being said, T1 have already beaten Damwon more than enough times to know how they need to beat them. Now, if Damwon don't run them over in this game, then T1 should win, right? Faker on the Twisted Fate, I like that because he can make an early game impact and roam around the map like Doinby, and also he has the mechanical prowess to show why he can get this pick. And actually, he played really well in this game. Toward the end of the game, he almost is actually able to take out the base when Damwon do not respect the Twisted Fate split push. I mean, he played insanely well this game. He would use his TF ult around the map very, very effectively, got solo kills, then was actually able almost to win the game for T1, but then got stopped. Later on, Damwon actually pushed back and win the game. Like, what the actual hell? T1, you threw. You actually threw. Now, to be fair, I have said this coming into the event that Cuz is gonna be a liability for T1. Against Canyon, in this game, he actually was. Canyon played pretty well on the Lee Sin. He shut down Graves. Graves was a non-factor all game long. I'm going to give Teddy some credit here. Teddy played really well all day. I mean, Teddy and Effort played really well all day. Kana and Cuz were definitely a weak side for T1 most of the day. They gave them picks to kind of mitigate what you were actually seeing. But overall, Damwon get a surprise win against their fellow LCK brethren. Yeah, Damwon actually beat T1 in a game they were actually winning. How does that make any sense? It doesn't, but, you know, throwing exists, right? Then you have an LPL matchup, Top Esports versus FPX, a rematch of the 2019, I'm pretty sure, yeah, the 2019 Summer Split LPL finals, actually. So definitely something of a grudge match here. These teams have obviously always screamed each other. Jackie Love actually played pretty well all day, and then seeing him on the Syndra was actually pretty interesting, because if your ADC is able to play these mages and able to actually be flexible, it gives you more. You're able to have more in the draft phase. And top take Jace, Olaf, and they take something else because I messed up. Corki, Syndra, and Yumi. FPX take Wukong, Kindred, Rumble, Senna, and Set. So with that right here, you can tell FPX's composition is built for how Doinby likes to play the game. Having the Rumble early on is really good for him. Rumble is able to roam around the map effectively. His ult is able to impact the map definitely a lot early on. Having Tien on the Kindred means he gets to early game invade and roam around the map with Doinby. Then you also have Khan, who they chose to start Khan in all the games for FPX. And yeah, FPX definitely looked better in this game. They look like they actually got the first game stage jitters out, and that happens with a lot of these games that come into the the mid-season where you're getting these international tournaments. Is a lot of times people expect something from a certain team, but there's a certain point where you have to kind of get the rust off when you're not been playing on stage for so long, and that was that game for T1. And coming into this game, I did not expect Khan to play Wukong. Like, that was what the freak, and he got ahead on the Wukong pretty early on, and then it was pretty much all she wrote for top. FPX, when they are ahead and Doinbe's feeling himself and Doinbe's also ahead, he was really pumping out the damage on the Rumble. Crisp played pretty well. I don't care what no one says. Crisp played pretty well. Later on, it's a 9,000 gold lead for FPX, and FPX get their first win of the 2020 Midseason Cup. And yeah, they are on their way to their next game against Damwon. Damwon's feeling themselves because they just beat T1 in a slugfest, but you have to factor in, if they just beat T1 in a slugfest that they obviously should not have won, then FPX, who look just better than them, should be able to hold down Damwon. So Damwon go with Jace, Olaf, Syndra, Aphelios, and Karma. FPX take Camille, Graves, Galio, Senna, and Maokai support. This is just like an FPX composition. You have your mid laner, who is a roaming mid laner on anything he actually needs to impact the game on. Then you actually have Khan on his patented Camille. I think Tian on Graves works really well for him because he's able to actually pump out decent enough damage early on against the Olaf and not get ran over if he obviously can time his invades properly, giving LWX and Chris a safe bot lane where they're not exactly feeding also works out really well for them if you don't want to prioritize them in the draft phase. Damwon's composition is really weird, but it definitely does work out. Showmaker, Kanyanet, and Naguri definitely leave a lot to be desired. I think that people are calming down on the overratedness that they were putting onto Naguri. I think that Naguri also is really good and definitely mechanically strong, but he's definitely been faltering in these past splits we've seen him. He was falling during 2019 Worlds. He did not look good in the spring split. He definitely did not look good today. I mean, looking at how a lot of them have played, later on, the story of this game is, hey, if I'm Doinbe and I'm FPX, I can run you over because Galio provides taunts early on, and that's actually pretty good. And then also you have a lot of CC with the Galio and the Maokai, and then obviously FPX are now feeling themselves. This is the FPX that everyone wanted to see in game 1 against T1, playing fast and aggressive. And yeah, FPX 2-1 on the day. Like, actually pretty crazy, all things considered. They actually got the win over Damwon. It was actually pretty crazy, all things considered. Damwon overreach, they overreach, and then all die themselves. Damwon uncoordinated. They definitely need a lot more teamwork. FPX starting off the day pretty shaky against Team 1, bounce back and win their next 2 games. Sad we won't get to see the Team 1 FPX rematch because FPX did look better toward the end of the day than Team 1, but hey, it is what it is. It's time to get to that last game of the day, and everybody has always wanted to see Knight versus Faker. This has been a matchup that everybody has wanted to see for so long, and Knight, credit to him, he played really well in this game. So you have T1 taking Silas, Trundle, Azir, Yasuo, and Gragas for the bot lane. The most consistent part of what they were doing today was the Yasuo Gragas. Top esports take Wukong, Lee Sin, Echo, Ezreal, and Braum. Looking at how this game played out, I mean, Knight was definitely impacting the matchup. You definitely had Knight obviously doing some early game things that got him ahead. Now, obviously, Azir is going to out-CS Echo. That's just how it's going to work. But if they are very, very confident in Knight and how he can actually impact the map, you obviously see them getting first blood with him roaming. Yeah, Faker is going to get the turret play, but it doesn't really matter if the Echo is roaming and getting ahead, because Echo getting ahead and roaming is going to be more impactful, specifically for his champion overall. And then you have top starting off the Rift Herald and stuff like that. They probably really shouldn't have did this in this moment, but you know, they overall lose it to Team 1, and after this game kept going and going and going, you definitely saw the matchup be pretty even. I mean, Knight versus Faker was a real treat to watch, and then you also had Kana, who got to play up against 369. That was a pretty interesting matchup overall. I don't know where the Wukong really came out from all these guys, but yeah, Knight overextends in the bot lane, and then obviously gets taken out because apparently Silas stealing ultimates is broken, as you guys already know that. But after all the matches almost over, a T1 attempt to actually overall get a Baron or stop Top Esports. Which one do you believe? You're crazy. They try to stop the Baron, and then they obviously all get killed. Yeah, definitely having your Yasuo go frontline after most people are already dead is not the good idea. And then you have Yuyaji taking out effort, and yeah, Khan secures the Baron, and yeah, Top Esports eliminate T1. Yeah, Top Esports eliminate T1. The perennial favorite coming into the 2020 Midseason Cup is eliminated. Both the LCK teams are eliminated from this group. It's over. It's all LPL in this day. Now, I know people are going to say, well, T1 beat FPX. Doesn't matter. That does not matter because the LPL had both their teams make it out, and the LCK did not. The LCK definitely need a little bit more work to get up to the LPL teams, and you know, the LPL is looking really, really, really strong. Cuz was definitely a liability for T1 all day long. I mean, he was just having a bad day. Maybe it's just a bad day. Kana left a lot to be desired. I think Faker, Teddy, and Effort played really well, honestly. They played great. Even during this game, they played really well. The issue is that they can't really make an impact if your top side of the matchup is basically just running it down 99% of the time. So, yeah, T1 out. No one anticipated that. That was way out of left field. That T1 is out, and people have to understand the LPL play incredibly fast and calculated, so the LCK coming with their slow aggression is not going to really work. Now, credit to T1's favor, they did play fast. You saw them playing fast, but they looked like they were mentally destroyed after that damn one game. They're like, man, we really should have won that game. And then it definitely showed in this game how basically they weren't really making the right calls like they were making against like FPX and Damwon when they were actually in winning position. So yeah, Top Esports and FPX make it to the next round. T1 and Damwon are OUT out, and I called it. I straight up called it. I said Damwon is going to be one of the more weakest teams coming into this event because they are uncoordinated, because ever since their Kim coach left them to come to T1, they have not looked the same, and in order for them to actually fix all their issues, because they have world-class players in some positions, they need to overall fix why they're not working together, why it's not clicking overall, and why they're not really obviously winning. But yeah, on day 2, let me show you guys. On day 2, we have my team coming up. I want Genji. Genji, please. Genji, if you win, I swear, I'll be part of the Tiger Nation. I'll be getting a Genji jersey if they make it out of this group. But it's going to be pretty tough for them. So you have JDG versus Genji, IG versus Dragon X versus Genji, JDG versus IG, and then you have IG versus Genji, and then Dragon X versus Genji to finish off the day. So looking at day 1, and looking at how it all panned out, the T1 getting eliminated was actually not even a factor. Most people thought that they were going to win the event, and like, you guys have to be honest here. You have to dial back some of your expectations. This is not the same 3-time World Championship winner. This is a much different era of league, and they can lose. They are definitely mortal. But the LPL getting out shouldn't be a surprise to most people since they play incredibly fast, and outside of that, you know, FPX game, I mean, other than that, the LPL won every single game after that. Outside of the one right here, they literally lost one to each other, that has to happen by the semantics of how this actually works. So outside of T1 beating FPX, LPL won the rest of the day. And then, I mean, you obviously had the Damwon upset against T1. So, yeah, see you guys later. Like, comment, subscribe, most of all, enjoy. Hopefully, you guys are going to enjoy day 2. And I'm ready to see day 2. Let's go, Genji. Hopefully, JDG and Genji make it out. But we'll have to see how it actually goes. Like, comment, subscribe, most of all, enjoy. I'm the Nightwing, and Way of Life Esports is signing out. See you guys later. Goodbye.
Hi there guys, be sure to like and subscribe to the channel for more stuff.
Yeah, thank you.